Hey, I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to do this video for you to talk about today how quickly circumstances in your life can change. And I know that you're probably watching this video if maybe you've been eyeing me, you've been following me, you've heard me talk about the Body Mind Coaching Program, and it might be something that's out there that in your mind you're saying, let me get all this stuff figured out and then I'm going to take the step forward and do that program. So I want to talk today about this idea of how quickly things can change, because a lot of times we have this idea of, let me get everything perfectly together, and once I have this sorted out and once I have this figured out, then I can go and step into the things that I desire. And as you know, one of my intentions in this program, this is not just let me teach you another modality. This is a program that is designed to help you elevate yourself on a whole new level and elevate your business on a whole new level, because my mission is to bring forth and call forth a new era of body workers. And I think one of the biggest things that needs to shift is that martyr syndrome of healers and givers and healers, feelers and givers who want to put everybody else ahead of them. And then what that does is we sit here and teach people how to prioritize themselves. And it's the body worker, it's the healer that is the one that ends up needing this work the most. So I believe that in order to call forth this higher standard, it means that we have to do our own internal work, and we have to shift our own beliefs around what it means to make money and what it means to sell and what it means to really serve people in a way that keeps us healthy. So I want to share a story. Okay. So this winter, it was really freaking cold here in Ohio, and our dishwasher is on an outside wall to our house, and there was one day that it just stopped working. And so I realized pretty quickly, I was like, oh, I think the dishwasher is frozen. I mean, you could put your hands on it. It was really cold in there. I was like, oh, it must be frozen. Okay. So for like 2 weeks, my husband and I, we ended up just doing the dishes in the sink. We, of course, use the dishwasher as the drying rack, and we're like, oh, the dishwasher's frozen. And we just tolerated the dishwasher being frozen. And it was definitely a couple weeks in where one day I came home and I smelled something musty, because, my senses are really, I can sense things. And I heard this little trickling, and I was like, crap. I think the dishwasher is leaking. And what had happened is one of the plastics parts had cracked, and so water was leaking. It was leaking everywhere into the basement, into the crawl space. The water was actually leaking behind the electrical box. And in that moment, I was like, gotta deal with this sucker right now. Right? So really quickly turned off the water to the house. My husband wasn't home, so my brother-in-law came over. He helped me get the dishwasher out. We started cleaning everything up, getting fans in place, figuring out all the stuff. We had a plumber at the house within an hour looking at what was going on, figured out we needed a part replaced, got it all dealt with in a very short period of time. And everything's fine now. And in that time period, we actually realized that behind the dishwasher, there was a hole in the drywall that literally it was just siding and then our dishwasher, which is why the dishwasher froze. So here's why this is interesting. All too often in our lives, we tolerate things that are not our highest good. We tolerate and deal with mediocre situations. We tolerate a schedule that keeps us exhausted. We tolerate clients that are always asking for discounts. We tolerate, letting our clients schedule themselves when it's really the time that you want off or time that you want with your family. We tolerate mediocre pricing. We tolerate, even though you've probably been in business forever, you're an amazing therapist, you might tolerate trying to compete and price yourself low to compete with other franchises or other therapists. We tolerate so much shit. And unfortunately, people wait till things break to actually deal with them. And you guys, you see this with your clients in the body. People tolerate chronic stress and they wait till the disease, till the stroke, till cancer to finally say, oh, hey, maybe I should start taking care of myself. The same is true in your business. What are you tolerating when really you can actually activate it and turn the circumstances really quickly? And what's interesting is that once you actually kind of pull the dishwasher out, once you're like, I am done tolerating this, I'm gonna pull it out and see what's under there, see what's behind it, you're gonna find that there's probably that one belief that's stopping you. You're gonna find that there's this idea, there's a mindset that is keeping you trapped. Part of the reason I structured body mind coaching the way I do is there's 3 levels. 3 sections. There's 3 sections where, one, I coach you because I know the results in your business are more about your mindset and your beliefs. And I know that if you're going to be an effective coach with somebody else, you have got to do your internal work. And when you have those shifts for yourself, when you realize, oh my goodness, this is the unconscious rule that I've been playing by, and when you choose to change it, you right then and there, you switch. And the universe says, oh, hey, here you go. All those things that you've been wanting, better clients, more money, better schedule, freedom, whatever it is, they're right there. And the universe is waiting for you to name it and claim it and step into it. Right? It's like that hole in the back of the dishwasher is basically what is making you tolerate all that shit. So level 1 is we coach you to have those beliefs. Level 2, we teach you how to coach, because your clients, the reason they are so stressed and they're so sore is because they have the same beliefs about themselves. And when they learn how to listen to their body, right? My dishwasher was saying, hey woman, something's wrong. And I didn't listen to it. It took my dishwasher leaking water for me to say, oh, hey, maybe I should listen. Same is true with the body. So when you teach your clients how to listen to that, you actually empower them to make different choices in their lives. That is why the coaching conversation is so valuable. And then the 3rd level of this is I don't want this to just be another continuing ed thing that is listed on your website. I want you to actually know how to sell it, how to lovingly invite people into this process. And this benefits you because now you can leverage your time off the table, but it benefits the client because now they're actively engaged in a process and they're committed on a whole new level. You guys, you can either wait for that moment when things break and fall apart to finally activate and show up for yourself and claim what it is you desire and go and do the work and change it, or you can choose it now. The universe loves speed. The universe loves people who make decisions, who say, yes, I'm ready and I'm committed. And the biggest way that, and this is like a little tricky way that your fear actually blocks you from getting results, is that a lot of people say, oh, I want that, but let me figure out how to deal with the frozen dishwasher and tolerate that, and let me figure all this out. And basically, when you have an attitude of let me figure out how I'm gonna do this first, all that does is it actually keeps you in an old neural pathway of what you've been doing. And it's a sneaky little way that basically what your fear does is it says, give me enough time to trick you into believing that you need to stay where you are. And then another week goes by with that same exhausting schedule. Another month goes by where you're tolerating that financial plateau, that invisible ceiling. Another year goes by where you feel the burnout get bigger and stronger, but you have no idea what to do next. Instead, what happens, and part of the reason why this idea of I really want to call forth that higher standard, is I know that what happens is, and this is when your heart is saying this is a yes, when your heart is expansive, and when you trust and step into that, part of the reason you work with me is so that you can figure out a new way of being. You can figure out where to generate the money, so you're not doing 50 massages to figure out how to generate the money. You're actually stepping up and inviting it in. I have seen people, goodness, we had a woman who she enrolled, I think in January, literally the next week enrolled her very first coaching client. I've seen people that come in, oh my goodness, we have a woman who's in there now who she's not even in the program for, I think 2 weeks. And she's had an incredible opportunity land on her doorstep to be more involved in the healing community in her area. She's doing a podcast, she's doing all this amazing stuff. I've seen people that like come in and then $1,000 show up, that make the commitment, they put down their deposit, and then it's like, you know, somebody gifts them money, or a client comes in and says, oh my goodness, I heard you're doing something new, let me pay for that in advance. That you're not able to receive that until you make the commitment. And thinking that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna figure it out is actually you saying, I'm gonna go and run an old neural pathway that's getting me the same results that I want because I'm scared and I don't know if I can do it. When really the invitation here of what this is when you make the deposit, when you step up, when you make the commitment, you say to the universe, I am willing and ready to receive. And I'm ready to receive that on a whole new level. And you get to come into a community with support, with me as your mentor, to actually learn how to do that in a smarter way. You guys, your life doesn't change over time. Your life changes the moment you choose it. And that is the biggest, scariest thing, because what you were saying in that moment is, I believe in myself. And I believe I am worth it. I believe I deserve this. I believe I can do this. I believe that there's another level for me. I would never ask somebody to do something I have not done myself. I remember the very first program that I invested in, and that insanely stretched me. Stretched me so much. Scared the shit out of me. And that investment, right? At the time, I think I was making like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. My husband was in school. He didn't even have an income. And I invested, it was $5,000 pay in full or $6,000 on a payment plan. I invested that much money not knowing how the hell I was going to make it work. Put it on the credit card. I was all in. I just knew in the moment my heart was saying, go for it. You guys, within 6 months, I was making $10,000 a month, right? That investment has paid itself back tenfold, because it wasn't about the money. It was about the fact that I believed in myself. And I knew that in order for me to stretch and grow to another level, I had to put my ass on the line and claim a new way of being. Your life changes the moment you choose it. And I would hate for you to wait until things break and fall apart to choose a new way of being. That is definitely one option that you can choose. Or you can really just tune into that message in your heart. Right? That calling in your heart that says, you know what? You got this. You have got this. Believe in yourself and allow yourself to step up. And I think if we are going to call forth a new era of body workers, we have to do it first in ourselves. Right? This is the process I choose. When you come work with me, you are elevating yourself. And that means that you get to activate this in your clients and elevate them too. The cycle does not work if you wait to figure it out before you take the action. The cycle works when you take the action and allow the support to come in. All right? And I am there with you the whole way. So, how quickly do you want things to change for you? And if you're ready to claim it, to own it, let's jump on a call with my team. Let's make that commitment to yourself and celebrate for you this higher level of being in your life and in your business, because you are the gift. And when you claim this, you empower others to do it for themselves. That's how you serve. I love you guys. Can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to see you. Give you a hug myself. And I will talk to you soon.